So turn down the lights, lock the door. It's time for DJs After Dark.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's DJs After Dark. My name is Danny J. Joined once again by Rob Cannon.
Yo, yo.
Dr. Rock Ray Thomas.
Hey, in the house. The doctor will see you now.
And our classic Les Nessman himself.
Hey now.
Fast Eddie C.
Hey.
He is fast.
Remember, join us on YouTube, DJV Productions, and you can also check us out on all the different podcast formats, including iPod, or Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts, and Google Play Music, etc., etc.
How can you not want to say apple pie almost?
Apple pie.
When you say apple.
Apple pie.
With pistachio ice cream.
Yeah.
Rob, tell me something. I'm gonna, we love doing this stuff, but tell me about the craziest gig you ever did.
Okay. I'm going to take you back. I was probably about in my 30s. It was only a few years back.
No,
But anyway.
yeah. Sound like my
So
mother-in-law.
I'm
I still
doing this
have the
job.
boyish good looks.
I'm doing this job in Philly, and if anybody is familiar with Philly,
Yeah.
them people are
Them people.
They're pretty quick on their feet. Like you don't mess
In
with a lot
comparison
of
to
them
Rob,
people
who's
out
not very
there.
quick on his feet.
Yes. So anyway,
Not for years.
I'm doing a job. I brought a couple guys with me to help out. So these couple guys were old friends of mine, and I knew it was going to be a lot of equipment. This is back in the record days, and where we had 6 or 8 crates to bring in.
14.
Yeah. Ray used to fill
In a
up 2
Toyota
tables
Corolla.
with records. So anyway, I'm on this job, and my 2 guys say, "Listen, we're going to go for a walk." I said, "All right, be careful." Right? So they're gone for like, I guess, a good 45 minutes, right? So I'm looking at my watch saying, where are these guys? So I looked outside, and they're out front talking to these dudes that passed by in a car, and the guys said, what the fuck are you looking at? And the guy I was with said, I'm fucking looking at you. What's your problem? Well, as soon as he said that, the car full of dudes came over to the guys that I was with. I had a record. There's no computer, so I had to get back in anyway.
Not a legal record, the way you said that.
No,
I had a
yeah,
record.
yeah.
All right, cool.
I had a record.
They called a badass cannon back then.
Yeah,
All right.
I had a record playing, right? That was almost over, so I had to get back in. In the meantime, these guys are getting their asses kicked, the 2 guys. So I went in, I said, yo, you need to call the police to one of the people who were in charge, right? So they called the police, but by the time the cops got here, them guys got their asses kicked. And I felt bad because, I couldn't help them. Because can you imagine if I went out and got in a fight as a DJ?
So Rob sat them down the next day and said,
RNL
oh, yeah.
there's good things and bad things.
Good time.
Rob said, all right, here's the deal. Everybody
good
liked what you
news.
did. Now, the bad thing was you getting your ass kicked.
And he probably had to deduct their pay. I'm sorry, I have to lower you down now.
Yeah.
Instead of like 50, since I did all the work, I have to lower you down to 40.
Yeah. I said, now you're getting $10 each.
Right.
No.
But that was a crazy party.
Ass
And it
kicking
happened-
good time to
Listen,
be had by all.
that happens so fast. So
Yes.
when you open your mouth, people, to somebody you don't know, the area you're in, no matter where it's at, it doesn't have to be Philadelphia. I'm not picking on Philadelphia, but I'll
Right.
tell you what.
Right.
When you're in a strange neighborhood and someone goes, what the frick are you looking at? I wouldn't recommend saying, fucking you, what's your problem? Because in all honesty, you don't know if today
Rob would
they might
never
have a
say
gun
that.
and just shoot you.
Yes,
Rob-
that's true.
What Rob would do now,
They do have a gun and shoot you.
if
Yeah.
someone said that to him, Rob would say, Dan, can you take care of that?
Yeah.
That's generally what he would say.
Exactly.
Depends if I'm
Depends on
DJing, yes.
Even if he's not, right? It would be like, well, Lisa,
Yeah.
can you take care of that?
Bottom line is we're all too damn old to have any kind of confrontations like that anymore.
And people just shoot today. They don't use their fists.
Exactly.
And why did Dan use force with me and threw me in the car at Wawa to be here with you guys
Right?
today?
I
All
said,
right.
get the hell in here.
It wasn't
Right.
bad enough we put a bag over his
Exactly.
head.
Yeah, really.
Like we
Exactly.
were,
You can't
we're
find
in
the
the
Cops
studio.
are out front.
Probably. Yeah, probably.
That's why you couldn't get a parking spot.
I'm telling you.
And how about you? Any gigs with Deme?
Oh my! We used to do a radio show. We used to have a lot of fun. Everything we did was crazy. There was not.
Then we
one...
did crazy stuff.
Huh?
We did a lot of
We
crazy
did a lot
stuff.
of crazy
We
stuff.
did.
Well, Ed,
Most recently was our radio show.
Yeah, we did a lot of cool stuff. We
Did
did a
they-
couple of different radio shows. I played them in my car because I have them on disc and stuff like that. And I played them, and I do a lot of it for research for this show,
Right,
and
right.
stuff like that. And
he wants to be like Eddie C.
yeah,
Oh.
I'm gonna be like the
Yeah.
EdCC.
Well, he's in the seat right now, the NCC seat right there.
I am.
Yes,
Right.
he is. He's
What's up with
in
that?
command. He's got the control going on.
I'm just
over
a
there.
co-
Dan
I'm
wants to
the
read
co-pilot.
the nudist story like you just read for the news. All right, he wants to be able to do that on the other side of the mic.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
I hear
well,
you.
yeah, because well, if the funny thing was, but when we did the radio station stuff, they had me like credited on the show, but you never heard me. Because I did must have been about 16 different voices other than my own, and I was because I could do voiceovers and I do a lot of comedy writing and stuff like that. But like, it was one of those things where
That was funny.
you know, they would sit there and say,
Give us a sample.
Dan,
Give us a
Do
sample.
a couple of
Let's
them.
do
and
DeMay.
Yeah.
How was DeMay?
Don't twist arms.
Hello, this is Danae, and you're listening to Eddie C on.
blah blah blah. And I'm not going to say the radio station, whatever.
All
I
right.
heard that.
How
'cause
about
she
Stoner
dropped-
Steve?
Stoner
Give
Steve
us a
was one of
Stoner
the
Steve.
best.
You want to do a little
Listen
Stoner
to
Steve?
Stoner
Right,
Steve
ready?
was one of the
Alright,
best.
Stoner
Listen to
Steve.
All
that.
right, so you answer. You asked me. some
Hey,
questions.
Stoner Steve, how you doing today?
You, what's going on?
Steve, you sound really wasted.
Yeah,
Are you
Steve,
okay?
right?
Sound way, yeah.
What were you doing today, Steve?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's at
Stoner
Woodcock's place again.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
So, Mr. Woodcock, what's going on?
Listen up, Bobo. I'm going to tell you something right now. All I've been doing here is listening to you with this giant train wreck you're doing on the show. It's DJs After Dark. Well, hell, I got news for you. I'm turning the lights on.
Like it.
Yeah. Let's see. What else? Oh, what?
Who?
Oh God, what was the other voice he did?
I did a couple other ones.
Skeletor.
Skeletor.
Well, I need my echo.
Just-
We can't do Skeletor right now without. We'll get that figured out because I got
Oh,
the.
man,
We got
so
to
many
put the
different-
proper echo on. Let's see. Is the echo on there? Put the echo on. Right?
Yeah, but it's only on theirs.
It's only on there. It's not on mine.
Yeah, no.
Okay, yeah. So we're not going to do Skeletor. I could do.
Who else did you do,
I
Dan?
did Cecil.
Cecil.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
Cecil.
Cecil.
Cecil, what's going on?
You want to be my friend?
No, Cecil, we don't want to be your friend.
Why do you know?
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. If you don't want to be my friend, it's okay. I get it. You guys are high on the hog or something. I don't know what you do.
Oh, man.
Let's put Cecil in
You know.
Philly.
And then we had Gold Digger.
Gold
Oh,
Digger.
yeah. Well, that
That was
was
Ed's favorite.
Yeah.
that was actually DeMay's voice. You
That was
used a
Demay's
lot.
voice.
was the
Yeah,
one-
really
yeah.
was Demay's.
Hello, I would like to be with the David Hasselhoff to get the $64,000.
Right.
Yeah, on TV, he was the Knight Rider, and I would like to be the Knight Rider.
Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
That was
He-
great.
Then there was Ronnie.
Oh, Ronnie,
Oh,
yeah.
Ronnie.
Oh, I forgot about
I
Ronnie.
forgot about Ronnie.
Hello, Bob. Hello, Bob.
No, keep in mind, Ronnie was a woman.
Yeah.
And I can say this, and it's a real woman, and God love her. She's wonderful. I think she's still around. But she does not listen to anything, so I can
That's good.
freely say
That's good.
She's probably.
Yeah, Rob, listen, I was wondering, do you got that group, Motown?
You got some Motown.
That group called the Motel.
Yeah, she did
Yeah,
have a rough
the
voice.
kids like Motown.
They like that.
Your DJ, he sounds like he plays a lot of CDs
Yeah, yeah,
because they say he repeats a lot.
yeah.
Yep, another reference, Danny J. Thank you so much, dude.
Yeah,
We don't have to take off our
But
clothes yet. I.
over and over again. I give him an A for effort, man. We did that.
That
tell
was
you.
great. That was great.
But we did a lot of stuff, a lot of
Lot-
crazy
lot
stuff.
of fun times.
Rock,
But-
what about you, Bob? Crazy gig, Rock. Not you,
Oh,
Rob. Rock.
It's like
Oh,
you
me?
said-
Rock.
First of all, I think we all did. I don't know, Rob, if you ever did radio, but I did radio for years, so I'm not going to do the call letters. But hey, it's with Dr. Rock W, and the rest I can't do right now for you because it's would be an infringement. The thing is, I think the goofiest one that I ever did. I was telling you about the people with less clothes in the park, but that wasn't the. I think the best one was we did a firehouse one time, and I'll never forget. And one of the things I hated about DJing, and I'm going to let you guys on a little secret. When you carry like 14 crates of albums and 14 crates of CDs, and you've got displays behind you, and it looked great. I mean, it looked great when the table was all full, but one of the things I hated more than anything was when you people all went home and I had 45 minutes to cry because I had to pack that stuff up and go back down 5 flights of steps.
He described every collector at the mall.
It was so
when they do a
true.
comic book signing.
And I remember I was doing this one affair at a firehouse, and everybody had left, and everybody had a great time, and you know when you were good and you had like your crowd rocked or whatever. And then I'm going to tell you another little story about playing this bar thing, but this one comes back. I'll never forget. I was packing up my stuff, and I'm just taking my time because I knew I had 5 flights of steps to go down. And all of a sudden, here comes a girl across the floor. She was part of the wedding that we were playing. On her knees in a bridal gown dress or whatever. She was one of the bridesmaids or whatever. On her knees going, "Where's my boyfriend? Does anybody know where my boyfriend is?" And she was coming out of the ladies' room on her knees. Right, and she's like crawling across the floor, and I'm thinking,
and Rob Cannon.
No, he didn't ask. You didn't ask.
He sprays a little bit of Banaka.
Yeah.
Hello, I got a van.
I want 10. But no. So what happened was, it was so cute. She was like so cute and everything, and she goes, "Can you give me a ride home?" Because this was a local gig, and I said, "Yeah, give me a little bit of time. I'm still packing up my stuff." She says, "I'm just going to lay here on the floor." And I take it that she probably had a couple drinks or whatever.
Cut to the chase. Did she,
couple drinks, right? No.
Did she want to have...
So I said, "Yeah, I'll give you a ride home." So packing up all my stuff. And about maybe 15 minutes later, you hear the door open up from the firehouse I was playing, and the guy runs up the steps, and he goes, "You didn't happen to see my girlfriend anywhere, did you?" Right? And I'm thinking, "Girlfriend?" And I'm pointing right to her. He goes, "I thought she got in a car with somebody else and got a ride home." And I said, "No secret." I said, "She asked me to give her a ride home." And I said, "I was going to give her a ride home because I can't keep up with the one I have now." So let alone, he goes, "Thank you so much." He said, "We were so worried because we got back to this one place we were all meeting and she's not there." Right? And he comes running back and he goes, and this was the coolest thing. He turns to me and he's got a $20 bill in his right hand. And he goes, "This is for babysitting my girlfriend. Thank you so much, man."
Wow.
I was terrified.
There you go.
And
She said, "That's all right. I got money
Rob
out
got a paternity test.
I got.
all right, and I got one more funny one for you. I was playing this local bar that Danny was talking about earlier where I skipped 4 times. And I'll never forget this. And this still brings to mind that one night I'm leaving this particular establishment and we're packing up, and I always had this one guy there who would always help me pack up my equipment because it was like during my 3rd hernia trimester and I was in pain every night. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, right? And he packed up my equipment and I was getting ready to leave, and I heard this voice from like a ravine down in the ground going, "Can somebody help me? Help me,
Really?
help me." And I'm looking down, and this particular venue
thought it was
used to
his
have a
penis.
fence, did not have a fence around it at that time.
Yes.
And I'm leaning down, and I could hear a voice. So I go back and I get the bouncers or whatever, and they're all like, "Yeah, you had a great show. Yeah, there's a voice out there."
Right.
Sure enough, they go down, and there was a girl that either was pushed or in that ravine, like 10 feet straight down.
Wow.
Okay? So they pull her back up. And the ironic thing is, like, "Where's my brother, man?" And they pulled their dress up, and it was like above her head and whatever. And
She have panties on.
yeah, she
Was
did.
she hot?
And yeah, very right.
My-
so
my-
this
my-
is going to tie back.
My
to the
audience
very-
wants to know if she was hot.
No, this is really good.
My
so she
audience
goes,
wants to know
"Where's
if they
my
had
brother?"
panties.
So she goes, "Somebody call my brother." And I called the brother, and I said, "Look, she was out in front of blah 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 blah." He goes, "All right, I have to come back." So he comes back, and he goes, "I thought my sister left with a dude, man." And I said, "You don't bother to take, and guys, if you're with somebody and you bring your sister or a friend, remember to check on them once in a while,
Yeah.
make sure they're
Yeah,
okay,
no doubt.
right?" So they pull her out, and he goes, "Now I got to get my parents involved in this and everything like that." And the parents can, and this particular police department took the girl away just to make sure she was okay, right? Whatever, because we still don't know whether she was pushed into the ravine or she fell into the ravine, right? So it was cool. About 4 weeks later. Everything is all said and done, and I'm playing at this particular establishment again where Danny said most of my stuff skipped. And I get this hand between my legs, and the girl reaches across and she goes, I'm the girl whose life you saved that night, because they said that if
Wait,
she had been
reached
drunk
between your
and she had
legs?
climbed up
Right.
the rocks to get out of this particular
rocks.
hole, right?
Rocks.
She would have
Dr.
fallen and either hit her head or whatever. So
Wow.
she said to me, she said, is there anything I can do for you? Immediately, I know you guys would jump on it. Jay, Danny J, Rob's like, I want
That
another
would have
one.
been my 10th kid.
Ed's like, I'm going
Yeah.
to read a news story about a girl that spread whatever. But and she comes up and she says to me, she goes, "Thank you, because if it wasn't for you, I don't think I'd be
All right.
here."
Well, thank you
So
for making
I think
this
that was
like
so cool.
a scene from Unsolved Mysteries.
Thank you very much. Does anybody have any sound effects we could do? All right, cool.
We do have a lot of sound effects.
Well, I got one that could top all yous, and we're gonna go away to break. We're gonna
ahead.
think about that for a second, and then we're gonna be back right after
With an Eddie
this
C story.
on DJs After Dark.
Since 1974, Canon Entertainment has been serving the tri-state area, providing professional musical entertainment to thousands of our customers. Canon Entertainment doesn't just play music, we are professional musical entertainers. We have personality, talent, and each DJ has a minimum of 7 years experience. We are especially trained for events like the one you're planning. We will customize your event to make it everything you want, and we'll give you our many years of experience to make it even more. Don't gamble with your affair. Be sure to choose the best. Canon Entertainment. Check us out on the web at canonentertainment.com. Call us now.
That's right. You can dial 610-449-8908. Speak to Rob Cannon. Tell me you heard about it right here on DJs After Dark. We're here in the Canon Entertainment Studios. We are talking about some of the craziest gigs.
Stories.
DJ stories.
So you had
On the
something-
road. So I
haven't-
we had a nice little funny story, and then we had a heartwarming unsolved mystery from
I'm
Rob.
still teared up.
And but Rob booked me. He said, "Listen, I gotta." He calls me up. He goes, "Listen, dude, I need you to call me back."
Okay.
I always, whenever I get that text,
I love that. Don't
it's
you
a
remember
great,
that? I
it's a
need you to
great
call me
text.
now.
Because I need you to call me now. Because otherwise, Rob would be like, I'm talking to my wife, and she's staring at me, and I can't talk on the phone. So what happens is, he calls, he gets me on it. He goes, I need you to call me right back. I'm like, all right. So I call him back. He goes, listen, I have a gig for you.
Okay.
I said,
God.
what is this?
All right.
I said, what is this? And he goes, his daughter is also a DJ.
Very good. Matter of fact, very good at.
And she has a gig that she normally does, and she wasn't able to do
Okay.
this time. So she asked her father, said, hey, can you get somebody, like preferably Dan or yourself, to do this gig? So I said, all right, well, what's the gig? He goes, well, here's the deal. It's a swingers party.
Oh, I did.
Right?
Swing.
All right.
He goes, it's a swingers party.
Hey now.
And he goes and he said, so this is going to be really cool. You're going to love it, blah, blah, blah. It's out in this area, blah, 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 whatever. I'm like, all right. So I'm thinking swingers party,
Okay.
right?
Young
So I said,
women,
I'm gonna
young
do-
men, right?
So I'm picturing like, there's like flame all around me.
Right.
And I'm like standing there and there's like women clawing up my leg.
Right. Exactly.
As I'm
Swingers party.
mixing with my laptop and
Right.
stuff
Right.
like that.
Okay.
And then
Playing swing
you
music.
get there and
Right.
it's a completely different story.
Oh, boy.
So we get there, and the funny thing is too. On a side note, Rob sent somebody else to train with me
Okay.
at the swingers party. So if there was
Oh.
ever a place, I guess maybe he wanted the kid to think, hey, we do really cool parties.
Right.
You know what I do? Yeah. So he sends this kid with me, and we're sitting there, and the couple that are running this swingers party, because it's some kind of community or
Okay.
group or whatever, come over, introduce themselves. Hi, I'm so and so. This is my wife, so and so. Blah blah blah. Yeah, we talked to Rob's daughter. Blah blah blah. She does this. This is all you have to do. Blah blah blah. It's a lifestyle. Have fun with it. If you want to join in, you're more than welcome to. Blah
Right.
blah blah blah
Okay.
blah.
As
Right?
in join in as.
Give me
Yeah, as in join in.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, right. So I'm like, okay, yeah, very nice. And then the guy's like, do we have to join in? I'm like, no, we don't have to join in. Regardless of what Rob will tell you when he's at the office, they're saying you have to do sexual things at the office. You don't have to do it here, right? So I always tell Rob, I said, Rob, I'm not gay, but if I was gay, I could surely get a better looking gay guy than you.
Horse blinders. Go ahead.
Oh, man.
So
Wow.
so
Oh, hey now.
So we go in there and we start playing. And I'm playing sexy music. I'm playing stuff like erotica. I'm playing stuff like Close to You. I'm playing all kinds of stuff. And what I'm noticing is that people are coming in, and obviously they have to go right to the bar first.
Right.
We're in a room, much like a private party.
So people are coming in as like these single people?
Out, huh?
There's single people and couples.
Oh my God.
Right?
Did you feel like you were getting attacked?
It was crazy because they come in and they were circling the bar. Much like the music implies. And they were, and what was happening was they go in there and the guy's like, well, the kid I'm DJing with, you know, he's like, what's happening?
Right.
I said, well, I don't know. And I said, and we look at these people, and these are not like sexy people. These are everyday Joes off the street. Like this one is a crossing guard. This one works at ShopRite. This one is the librarian. Yeah, none of that. Right? There's none of that stuff, right?
You didn't hear nothing like that at all?
At all. Right? When I got the call from Rob to book the job, I heard that. Right? And it was in between him talking, right? So I'm playing the sexy music, and then there's like women there. Now, you know when a woman is not fat, but a woman is a big boned woman, a large woman,
right?
5'10".
BB, they call it BBW.
Yes,
Yep.
thick, football player build, excuse me, etc.
Nothing against women like that. 'Cause
No,
it can be
not
sexy
at all.
out there. I'm just going to tell you.
But this is what I'm
Yeah,
describing.
Right.
but some of them women are a little crazy.
They are.
You know, a little
Especially
crazy. women.
when you find people like that. So what's happening is
When they found their little gnome.
Ed's thinking this is all happening in his head. You understand? It's funny thing. I'm seeing the look on his face.
I didn't know, like, what?
I got
So-
news for you. Ed's going to have to relieve himself soon.
The
right?
one girl, it's like that. She's in like a Mariah Carey dress. If you know what I mean by a Mariah Carey dress, nice little tight number. Yeah, not so much that night. No.
Did you want
Ass
to?
cheeks
Did
hanging
you
out
want
the bottom.
to? Did you want to kiss her?
Yeah, no. But you could kiss her ass because that's what was sticking out. But her boyfriend or her husband or whatever, he's like maybe 5'2", 5'3", with this 5'10" woman, right?
Get off!
And he's over there with like a button-up, like a collared button-up short sleeve shirt, right? That not a casual shirt. I'm talking one that you would wear as a suit, right? And slacks over his navel. Okay,
Baby, hold on.
And he was a round, bulbous,
the visual
like
right now
a basketball shaped. Like he had no hips. Like he looked like a basketball with legs, right? So now he's holding her around her waist, much like you danced with a girl in 7th grade, where you were straight armed out. You couldn't because he can't reach around her, right?
Are you saying this girl was like a?
Bob's having fun with this, isn't he? But so,
Honey, the Rock's coming home soon.
so the
Looking for
guy-
you.
So the guy's holding onto her, and he starts moving his body, much like the Muppets. You know how the Muppets, when they talk, their whole body moves. Well, this guy's body's moving like this. He's starting to dry hump her to the music, right? And I said, "Oh, the humping's starting. That means everything's getting ready to go."
Ain't no humping around.
Right?
Hey, now.
Hump the hump. So then, nobody's really taken to the sexy music, even though this is starting to happen a little bit.
Right.
They keep asking me, "Hey, do you got any Chubby Checker? Hey, do you got any Dion?" Because these are all older people. There's
Yes, they
nobody.
are, baby.
There's nobody under the age of 50.
That was a staple
At this
for me,
thing,
running
right?
around Sue.
Right.
Yeah.
So I said, "Fuck it. I'm gonna just play my wedding list
Right.
instead of the sexy stuff and see what happens." Right. And I tell the guys, normally I wouldn't do this, but everybody, I said, this crowd is really weird.
Right.
Right. And this is my first swingers party.
So
I
you
put
put
on
a lot of oldies.
I put on an oldie set, right?
Rob would have played I Touched Myself, but that's okay. Wait, all right. It's all right. I'm
Yeah.
cool.
So I put on the oldie set, and then boom, a big dance floor
Sure,
comes on.
sure.
I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
absolutely
yeah. And they start
going to.
dancing, and they're doing their thing, and I'm playing Sam Cooke, and I'm like, all right, I got these people going, blah, blah, blah. So the kid I'm training, he says to me, he goes, "Dude, I got a question for you." I said, "What's up?" He goes, "Let me ask you a question." He goes, "You're there with your girl, right? And then there's another guy and his girl. And the guy's like a really good looking dude, but like the woman's like really, really beastie looking."
Right.
He goes, "Do you like take one for the team, or like what do you do?"
heard this before,
And I said, "I don't know what etiquette is." You know
Right.
what I mean? And things are starting to palpitate a little faster.
Right.
And things are getting a little hot and sweaty in there. And some young girl comes in, right?
Okay.
And she's got like a young guy with her and another young couple with them.
Right.
And she comes up to me and she goes, "Do actual young people come to this? Because all I see are old people."
All right.
And I said, "I don't know. It's my first one." She said, "Well, let me know when you do a young one, and then I'll come to that." Right? And I'm thinking, and this chick looked like a little young Sheena Easton. She was like, and I'm dating myself here because everybody's like, "Who the fuck is Sheena Easton?" But like young
Sugar
Sheena
balls,
Easton,
baby.
yeah, right. So it gets later on in the night. Now the guy that is paying me, he's making out with some girl over here, and then his wife is making out with some girl and guy over here, and
Oh my God.
all this stuff is happening. And I'm like, "Well, fuck it," right? So now I'm getting into this thing, and I'm getting everybody jamming, and I guess it's now time for everybody to go up to the rooms because we're in a hotel.
Right.
Go up to the rooms and partake in the festivities,
Right.
right? I guess, or whatever it's going to happen, which leaves about 5 of these big women,
Okay.
and I'm playing It's Raining Men. Yes. Pretty much is how
And
that
there's
went.
pretty much a lot of shit going on. Things
Right.
flapping on
So
the
now
dance
they're
floor.
dancing. The 5 girls are dancing by themselves, and I'm playing music. And the girl starts pointing at me, and she starts like running her finger.
Oh, God.
Come to me, come to
She's
me.
giving head.
And you gotta understand, like I'm motioning to my face, and I'm like, "Yo, they're paying me for this. They're not paying me for this." And they motion to my body, and I was like, "Wow!" Like that was like the this was not like Zebra Lounge that I watched like the weekend before to get in like preparation for this gig. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
No tip. By
No
the way,
tip?
no tip.
No.
I guess maybe they thought I was. I mean, because
Didn't you give them a tip of your?
Didn't they give you a tip on be careful what you eat?
Well, if I would have
Right.
went over there, I would have been used as a toothpick based on the savage women that were there. It was crazy, but what a wonderful, wonderful little gig. that
Rob
was.
sent me on a party one time in Bryn Mawr, and I don't want to say too much. Well, and he didn't know that it was kind of like a lifestyle party. And I'll never forget, they told me to set up in the living room, and I did.
Happens every time Rob DJs.
It was great, right? And then they would walk around. It was like a horseshoe from the living room to the dining room, and everybody was coming in the living room completely naked.
No.
Asking, oh my God.
And I gave him that job.
Rob, if you remember, this was a dance years ago. It was in the early 90s. And the song was called The Lambada, if you remember what that dance was. It was a dance of like love. And these people were like,
The forbidden dance.
My God. And to make you really happy up, I wound up getting a $150 tip
Hey
at
now.
that party.
Can't be done.
And speaking of something like that, me and Dr. Rock, not working together. I was working a gig. Rock happened to be a guest there, and we're going to save this for the next episode.
Yes.
It's a very funny show, and you're going to.
Is this a teaser?
Yes, this is a teaser.
A little teaser for
Little
next
teaser
week.
for you.
DJs After Dark.
Cisco.
So,
Thank you very much.
any
Thank you.
news,
Yes,
Ed?
thank you. He's going to do it on the next one.
He's
said
motioning
next
to me
week.
like I can hear him.
Next week he's
Just say
gonna do
no. Do you have no news?
No.
No.
news.
No
Less-
news is
no
good
news.
news.
I thought he was
Listen.
my agent. Like, am I going to get a raise next time?
You're now Gary
I ain't
Gnu.
some.
He's now Gary Gnu. No news is good news.
Yeah.
Eddie C.
Hold on, I have something to say. Kiss the bride, will you? Kiss her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
There we go.
Yes.
I'm waiting to go to one of Rob's daughter's
Where
weddings
did he
because
get
I'm going
that? You know that's dangerous with him. All these
It
sound
is.
effects.
Well, you know what the thing is, though? I'm waiting for all his daughters to get married, and I'm just be changing things.
I don't
left and
know.
right.
To be honest with you, I think they're going to live with this forever.
I think they are.
don't
I
think
got to the
anybody's
point now
getting
where I
married.
just go over to Rob's house and I start changing this way to see if anybody will make
Just
out
sign
with
the
me.
house over now.
It's good.
Just sign it. All right.
But make sure you check us out on YouTube. It's DJB Productions. Make sure you go to djbproductions.com. Make sure you go to canonentertainment.com. Eddie C will soon come back to us with the EdCC website for his photography.
Yes.
We will get some future dates for Dr. Rock where we will be able to see you.
And the idea is to come on out and laugh a little bit.
Laugh a little bit. Rob Cannon will still be making kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, he will.
Yeah. And he'll actually take your requests.
Yes, he will.
But we're also going to be on multiple podcast formats, so you can check us out on Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, Caster, and a number of other great podcast formats. You can check me out on Facebook at DJ Danny J. You'll see me there. Until next time, for Eddie Dr. Rock,
Hey.
Rob Cannon. My name is Danny
Yo,
J.
yo, yo, yo.
And you're listening to us right here on DJs After Dark.
Looks like the sun's coming up. Was that as good for you as it was for me? Join us next time for DJs After Dark.